What is ambergris? We know there's different types of amber. There's ambergris that'll come from the well, and there's an amber note that'll kind of be a mixture of 3 different notes, which is going to be labdanum. You'll do some vanillin, which is like a vanilla smell. It's an aroma chemical, and you'll use benzoin, which is like a resinous smell. That's going to be an accord that you mix together to create the smell of amber. But the other amber, the natural amber that you get from the water, is called ambergris. And what is it exactly? It comes from the blue sperm well. So you'll have animals that the whales eat, and when they swallow, they'll swallow it, and while it's in the belly of the stomach, they'll kind of gnaw and scratch at the lining of the belly, and that'll kind of get damaged, and then it'll pus over, and then it'll heal. And little by little, it gets like a scab that'll kind of form. Eventually, it'll loosen up, and the whale will either vomit it or pass it along in its stool. Once that chunk leaves the whale's body, it's foul, it smells really bad, and it'll kind of float in the water. And the sun will hit it day after day, and the water will kind of flow over it little by little, and it'll get softer and lighter and more pleasant. By the time it's found, it'll kind of have a real nice, pleasant smell. The longer it stays in the water and getting baked in the sun and brushed over or washed over with water, the better the smell is. And you can usually find these, believe it or not, in the southern hemisphere of the world. So think like New Zealand, Australia, even Hawaii. So usually they'll find it there. You can find it in other parts as well. I believe in 2021 they found it off the coast of Yemen, and some guy from Dubai came and bought it for about $2 million. And then there's a Japanese guy who actually came, and he estimated the worth of that chunk to be 14 million. If I've ever sold anything for 2 million, please don't ever tell me that it's worth 14 million. My heart won't take it. They got had. But that's not the point. The point is when you find this, you're instantly rich, right? It's a really, really expensive ingredient. It's one of the most expensive ingredients in perfumery. And that's ambergris. Now, it's going to be illegal to use because it's an animal byproduct, even though there's no harm to the animal. There's no harm to the animal, as we know. But again, it's still considered illegal. So what they use is something called ambroxan, and that's going to be an aroma chemical that they use. That's going to be they kind of figure out the notes that's in ambergris that gives it that smell, and they create an aroma chemical for that called ambroxan. And we're going to do another video on that in the future. Hopefully that helps.